Dwayne Duggan, Remax of Boulder Video Podcast. At Remax of Boulder, we have a unique opportunity to hook up with a huge number of charities that affect our community, which is no different today. Today we have Tyler Ruckstall, who is an employee here at Remax of Boulder, and that's how we hooked up with this charity called Global Brigades. It's an organization through the University of Colorado. We have co-presidents Maya and Kyle here today to tell you a little bit about your organization. Why don't we start off with you guys introducing yourself and say who you are and where you're at in school and such.
Well, my name is Maya. I recently graduated this December from University of Colorado with my bachelor's in science and arts in biochemistry. This is my fourth year with Brigades, third year I'll be going in country, and second year as co-president.
And I'm Kyle. I'm a senior here at the University of Colorado. I'm studying molecular biology, and this is my third year participating in the brigade, my second year as an officer.
Okay, well, let's start off with telling us a little bit about what Global Brigades is.
So Global Brigades is one of the largest student-run organizations among campuses nationwide. It's a unique organization. We focus on a holistic approach to healthcare where we serve underserved communities in various countries, including Nicaragua, Panama, Honduras, as well as Ghana. We specifically travel to Nicaragua as a group, where we provide medical and dental services to these underserved populations.
Okay, and in this case, this is all the dental? Is that the primary aspect that you're working on?
So Maya and myself are specifically dental,
okay,
but we do have a medical as well as a public health brigade that we travel down with as a single entity. Global Brigades is the overarching organization, and then Texas A&M has a chapter, CU has a chapter.
Each brigade that goes down is sponsored by a university, and they'll go down normally within like a 6-month range period of time between like January and August, and mainly winter breaks, spring breaks, and then summertime. So they try and implement having a brigade that comes down and help within those communities every 3 to 4 months. And then from there, the hope is, it's not only American dentists and healthcare professionals, they have Nicaraguan dentists that we work alongside there as well. It's actually a requirement for some of the medical professionals in Nicaragua to do community outreach prior to being able to work within a hospital. So they normally are there to do that requirement for their education and then move on. So we get to work with them, with the American professionals, and through that whole process, along with community health workers, along with our charla and education, the hope is to just not have to even have those brigades down there at all. So the whole goal behind brigades in the end is to just not be needed. We don't want to be around for that long. We want to be able to implement these programs, get this holistic care out there, get them to be independent and self-sustaining communities, and then let them thrive on their own. We ourselves focus in Nicaragua. Brigades itself has 4 different locations. Mainly the European groups go to Ghana because it's closer. It's just really expensive for us to get out there. We're not allowed by university policy to go to Honduras because of the crime rates at the moment in time. And Panama has actually been phased out of the first 2 realms of the 5-step process. So they don't need medical and dental care anymore. And they're mainly working towards human rights and engineering and microfinancing and stuff like that.
Well,
that's why we go to Nicaragua. They just need some more.
Just out of curiosity, how long has this organization been around?
The organization itself has been around since 2009. On our campus, I think it's been about 5 years that they've been around. It was or 6 years. It started 2 years before I joined the brigade.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, great. So how does this organization differ from other organizations on campus?
So our nonprofit group does a holistic care. What that means is that we implement 7 different brigades when we go down to a country. Not only is it medical and dental, we have public health, water, human rights, and business and engineering. And when we go down, it's a 5-step process is implemented by brigades in each of these communities. So the first step is to get us down there to do medical and dental work, get more of a basic community healthcare situation set up. Then it's followed by microfinance. They set up community banks so that they can start funding themselves and creating more of an economy within the communities. After that, we do water, getting basic water down into the communities so they don't have to walk really far distances to get their water. Once that's set up, then we can do public health sanitation stations. That includes showers, septic tanks, wash stations, bathrooms. And then at the very end, we further the economic development with human rights and business and engineering. And what's cool is that, Kyle and I have been able to see this holistic approach firsthand when we've been working with Brigades. Both our first year that we went down, we did a water project where we built a pipeline for a community. And the following year when we went down, we actually built the sanitation stations for that same community and did this next step in the holistic model, which was really cool.
Sounds like huge projects. How many people go down on these?
Dental, this year we have about 20 people that's going down, yeah.
And these are all students, or are they professionals too?
So we have a large majority of our group are students with a pre-health focus, but we do also bring with us, we have faculty mentors from the university. And so they're professors or just various faculty members that sponsor us and they come down with us, as well as we recruit healthcare professionals from the United States, dentists, physicians, physical therapists, really anyone who's willing to come on the trip with us and shares the passion that we have within our group.
How is the work with Global Brigades sustainable? How does it keep going?
So Global Brigades is unique in that they focus on a holistic model. We really focus on community empowerment as well as education. So we look for what we have are community healthcare workers, and they are basically respected individuals in the community who Global Brigades educate, and then they are able to give advice to families and children, and they're more likely to listen to those community members than they are necessarily to us, just because they're comfortable with them and they respect them.
Perfect.
As well as a lot of times medical missions go down, they'll provide medication, dental treatments, and then they leave and they're gone, and those community members are back to where they were before.
Right.
And so Global Brigades has this sustainable model where they really focus on this education to empower these people to take control of their own healthcare and to be knowledgeable about why it's important to floss and brush your teeth and why it's important to have clean water, and to really empower them to be able to take care of themselves better down the road. The brigade typically returns to those communities every 3 to 4 months to provide those medications and other things that would otherwise be inaccessible to those community members.
Okay, and you mentioned the word sponsored as in professors, but where do you get the money to do this? How does that work?
So a lot of our money is self-funded. Kids pay out of pocket for our trip costs as well as our flights. The trip cost goes towards providing medication and other resources for the community, the building materials that we use to build the sanitation stations. So we do local fundraising. We work through the university to do concessions. So at the football games as well as basketball, we'll actually sell concessions, and they give a portion of what we make to go towards our trip cost. And the rest of it, we really rely upon family members and friends donating to our cause, as well as us just taking money from our own work or whatever other incomes we might have.
Well, so when's your next trip planned? Or
We are going down May 24th to 31st
Right.
to Nicaragua.
Okay, what city there?
We go up into Managua, which is like the mountainous regions of Nicaragua, into like the El Hatillo community, and then within that there are about like 7 sub-communities that we can treat medically and dentally. Like we have one single local like community set up, and then various sub-communities within that will come see us there, and then we'll help one community with public health for 2 days while we're down there as well.
So to you guys, what's it mean to be a part of this organization?
So for me, the biggest thing that I've really gotten out of this organization has been the friendships and the connections that I've made. Traveling and getting the experience, seeing different physicians and dentists work and their unique approach to healthcare, that's been a really exciting, cool experience from it. But really for me, the takeaway is getting to know all these incredible people who have the same passions, the same drive that I have, and it just really fosters this community where you can look to people for, recommendations on classes to take, on going through the application process. Maya's been accepted to dental school, so she knows preparing for the DAT, writing applications. So there's just a lot of resources you can turn to if you're struggling, if you feel a little misdirected on what you really need to do to make that next step in pursuing that career. It's really just a great community of friends and resources that's become really special to me over the last couple of years.
All right, and Maya, you just graduated, so I was kind of under the impression this is University of Colorado program, so it's mostly students involved, but now that you graduated, how do you stay in it, and what's the organization mean to you?
Thankfully, what's really cool about Global Brigades and campus organizations at CU, 2/3 of our students have to actually be like tuition paying students, but
Okay.
a third of them don't have to be a part of our club. So we actually had a girl come with us from Naropa a few years ago who was doing holistic medical care down there. So it's great that I still get to be a part of the group and be, a president and have a position to really make some changes within Brigades. So a lot of the work that I'm going to be doing while I'm still here in Colorado and doing things for the Brigade is helping with transitioning for next year, making sure that we have a solid backbone for our presidents and officers to create seamless transitions. We're working on creating more well-rounded fundraisers so that we can have more funds coming in hopes to help sponsor our dentists and healthcare professionals for coming down so that they don't have to pay for the trip fees out of pocket, as well as just, hoping to help mentor everybody who's still in the Brigades and being a resource, having been through application processes and finished, college and been there and done that and had the teachers. And, I feel like I'm able to give back to them a little bit more by staying and helping out with the Brigade.
Now, both of you have done a few trips, right? Down?
Yeah, we've both done
I've been on 2 brigades. This will be my 3rd.
Yeah, this will
Okay.
both be our
Can
third.
you think of the most rewarding experience of each one of your trips that you might come to mind real quick? Or
I think what was really cool for me amongst all of these, and it's a little special for me, is that I had the privilege of my mother and my godfather were our dentists that came with us last
Okay.
year.
Wow.
They're both dental professionals. To, be able to work with my mother in that kind of hard of like a scenario where she's out of her comfort zone, I'm out of her comfort zone,
Right.
I'm kind of directing her, we're working together with this community, getting to push the boundaries of what dental care was like to both of us at the time and see it at that really raw and community-based service was just a really, really cool experience for
Fantastic.
me.
Kyle, can you think of anything?
For me, really, it's just seeing the community members come in. They're lined up outside the clinic. A lot of them look scared. They've never seen a dentist before. They know they're going to get a shot and a tooth pulled. And so just to see them go from that scared, nervous look to them leaving, mouth full of gauze, but they're happy.
Yeah.
You can just see the difference between
Right.
when they're
Very
in pain
rewarding.
and scared and they leave.
Right.
And, they just feel so much better, so relieved, and you can just really, even if they don't say it to you, you can just tell how grateful they are.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Remax of Boulder loves to be a part of the community, so I have to ask, how can the community help do what you do?
So we actually take down a majority of our supplies with us to create these things called hygiene packs that we hand out to the community members. It includes toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, and shampoo and conditioner. So we have local businesses that will donate those supplies to us sometimes. Lush just so happened to donate about 400 soaps to our
Wow.
group, which is really great. Dental will supply the toothbrushes. We also have restaurant fundraisers around town, such as like Chipotle or half-ass subs, where part of the proceeds will go towards Global Brigades. And then we also accept monetary donations as well. So if you have any questions on how to donate towards us or get money towards our group or in any ways you want to help out with our end goal, you can contact us at dental.brigades@colorado.edu.
Okay, fantastic. All right, well, thanks a bunch for being here today. We look forward to helping you
Thank you so
with
much.
so much.
your
Really
future endeavors
appreciate
on
it.
this. So,
Appreciate it.
Dwayne Duggan, Remax of Boulder Video Podcast, signing off.